And here we are for the second game here tonight, the Eastwood Trooper Varsity Girls Basketball game. My name is Jacob Baron, and joining me is my co-host, PJ Chavez.
Well, we're back for another one after that long first game.
Yeah, and I definitely needed a break after that one. It almost gave me a heart attack here on the board here. Here we are, the Troopers to tip off. And they win the tip. Maybe. Yep, they win the tip. Passing it to number 10, Amaya, who shoots the layup. Out of bounds, off of the Falcons. Number 54, Miracle Anderson to bring in the ball. She passes it to number 20, Amaya Williams, who passes it to number 10, Amaya Campos. Campos, the point guard here for the Varsity Girls, looking to start up the offense. Passing now to Miracle Anderson was Asha Williams. Amaya passing it back down to Asha Williams, number 24, who passes it to number 32, Duran, who makes the three off of the backboard, and that's a good start for the girls here. Number 2 of the Falcons to bring up the ball, passing it to number 22, who throws it almost out of bounds, but it was tipped off of number 24, Asha Williams. Falcons will retain possession. Number 22 to bring in the ball here. And a 5-second violation on the baseline there by the Falcons. Number 54, Miracle Anderson to bring in the ball. The coach for the Falcons, telling her players that they need to get the ball in, any little pass that they can get off. Number 10, Amaya Campos passing it to number 54, Miracle Anderson, who passes it to Asha Williams, who shoots the three but misses short. And they pass it down to Amaya Williams, the junior, who shoots the layup, gets blocked. A little bit physical there. Having a little bit of a technical difficulties here on the roster for the Falcons. Not sure we'll be getting names like the last game, but we do have the names for our Trooper girls as Miracle Anderson passes to Amaya Williams, number 20, on the fast break. She gets called for a charge, throwing her hip into that little shot there, PJ.
Yeah, and definitely a tale of two different tapes. In the first game, you got two teams kind of battling out at the top. Here, you got two teams that at the end of this first rotation in district might find themselves on the lower third part of it.
Yeah, you may be right here, PJ. Last time I was here, the girls were able to sneak out a win, a hard-fought win against the America's Trailblazers in overtime after a big shot by number 32, Duran, who hit a three for a game winner, as number 54, Miracle, makes the end-winner layup there to take a 5-point lead against the Falcons here early in the first quarter.
And the Troopers really one of those teams where start hot, stay hot is kind of their motto.
Yeah, and it was kind of hard for us to see that with the boys earlier tonight,
as we're going to have a free throw violation on Miracle Anderson.
Wow. Because she had her foot on the line there, PJ. But back to what I was saying about the boys is they weren't able to keep their hot start going. With the girls, though, they get onto some pretty big runs, and they take pretty big leads against their opponents, and they're able to stay hot throughout the game.
Yeah, and just fundamentally, Eastwood, girls, boys, doesn't matter. They've been historically good at defense, and Coach Falk, coming in the past 3 years, has kind of just kept that tradition.
Yeah, and Coach Falk has done a great job with this program. You have a very young roster here, but they've seen some success this season, and as of now they have a 6-point lead early in this first quarter, and they can definitely run away with this game, especially in terms of transition. As you said, a staple of Eastwood Trooper is their defense. Defense in turn leads to their offense in terms of the transition game.
Yeah, and here we just need, I believe, if we see the Troopers just stay on this lead and not let mistakes catch up to them, they are going to run away with it here.
Yes, and you see Asha Williams snag down that rebound off of the missed free throw, passing it to her sister Amaya Williams, and now it's to Number 32, Duran, passing it back to Miracle Anderson, who's trying to find something. Campos in the mid-range, passes it to Duran. Duran puts up the layup, and it's good for an N1 there. We're going to see another N1 opportunity here for the Troopers, who take an 8-point lead now with 5 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. The Falcons already have given up 2 easy N1s for the Troopers. Tied in the foul situation here. Hopefully we don't see another game where fouls are controlling the game like we did in the last game.
Yeah, and definitely it's not something one you see, as we're going to get a timeout from, I believe it was the Falcons coaching staff. So we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be right back with you as the Troopers lead the Falcons 8-0.
And we're back out of the timeout here. I'm sorry, on the foul, it was actually, I believe, Amaya Williams who shot the layup and got the N1, not Duran. So Amaya Williams will be here for the first free throw for her tonight. And she's able to make it, making it a 9-point lead early in this first quarter. The Troopers taking a very strong lead and seeming to put a chokehold on these Falcons as they get a tip off of the press, but not able to seal the deal on the steal there. Falcons ball, as myself and number 54 Michael Anderson confused on whose ball it was there. What do you see that in similarities here between the Falcons and Troopers, PJ? That a nice three there from number 3 Hazel. I'm not sure actually, because there's some
we have 4 number 3s listed on the roster we were given, so
I'm thinking it's Hazel Cadena, but I might be wrong there. But, number 3 from the Falcons is a big shot there to cut the Trooper lead down to 9 and starting up that Eastlake Falcon defense. And there's one similarity that I can talk about there is the three-point shooting. Is the Troopers do have some shooters in the team that we may see later in the game on the bench. Do the Falcons have that? Are we going to see that from the Falcons here tonight?
And with the Falcons, getting down early is never what you want to do. But if you got to claw back, you got to claw back. And that's what they're trying to do right now. You hit that 3, you get a little bit of momentum, you cause a mistake. Now you have the ball, you're moving it kind of well, down low. Just pass the ball around, get a point, and that's what they need to do to win.
Yeah, and there's another quick bucket off a great ball movement, number 54 for the Falcons, able to put in a nice little floater. And now we're down to a 4-point lead for the Troopers. And this game, it's seemingly going to go back and forth. We saw this the last time we were here with the Trailblazer game. It was going back and forth with the girls. It was a great game. Both teams were able to convert on buckets when they needed to, and both teams were able to get stops when they needed to. I think the Troopers here just need to settle down in the half-court situations because they're doing very well in the press here early.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where the girls are good at get ahead, stay ahead, but you don't want to force it. You don't want to force any shots. You don't want to force turnovers, because you want to play good, but you also want to play fast.
Yeah, and again, another quick, easy little layup there by, I believe, number 23 of the Falcons. And here we have Amaya Campos driving and dishing to Amaya Williams. Miracle Anderson calling for the ball. They give it to Duran. Duran gives it to Asha. Asha trying to drive, hits with a spin move, tries to go off the bank, misses. Amaya Williams with the putback, she misses, gets her rebound, passes it to Asha Williams, who puts up the layup, misses again. Asha Williams misses I lost count there. But the Falcons end up with the ball. Number 2 for the Falcons, starting the transition, looking for the shot, looking for the 3. Number 3, looking for the foul, and they aren't able to get it as she airballs the shot. And number 54 tried to get the rebound, but was not successful. Kind of frantic there from the Troopers offensively, and also frantic on the Falcons offensively, trying to get a 3-point shot instead of trying to get into the paint where they've been successful early.
Yeah, and you kind of just want to get it down to Amaya Williams and Miracle Anderson just like that. And you're going to force them to foul. You're going to get those points. You're going to get what you want to get down low.
As Amaya Williams here to shoot her second free throw of the night. Something that they were trying to do in the last possession was get it into the paint successfully, which they did. They just weren't able to convert. That's going to be a big key to how they win the game, is which team controls the paint here tonight in terms of rebounding and scoring, defensively and offensively rebounding, as Amaya Williams makes her first free throw there to bring the lead back up to 3 for the Troopers.
And Amaya Williams is going to make that free throw, and the Troopers extend their lead 11-7 now.
And here the Troopers are with their press again. And that's a similarity. And number 3 takes a little bit of a stumble there off the half-court pass. The similarity between these two programs, between the boys and the girls, is they have a lot of trust in their press defense. And in turn, it suffocates the opposing offense in times, but it can also lead to a downfall like we were seeing in the last game with the boys. But for the girls, it hasn't really seemed to be a lack in terms of their play style.
Yeah, and their play style is kind of, let's run and gun, let's move the ball fast, let's score, let's push the tempo.
And like you're saying, get the ball into Amaya Williams and Miracle Anderson's hands inside, and once again you see Amaya Williams with the ball inside making a layup. Now she's trying to dish. She ends up turning over the ball. But that is the key for this girls' team, is get it into your best player's hands, and that's how they've been winning games recently.
Yeah, and a player that's really just came alive in district play is Victoria Duran. A freshman, your first couple non-district games, you're just trying to find yourself on the team, and now she's kind of really exploding as a star here.
Yeah, she just made that layup there, and the Falcons will end up calling a timeout after that. Troopers are at 15, Falcons at 7, and we're going to take a break with you guys. And we're back here out of the timeout. Eastlake Falcons to bring into the ball. Here we have number 2 for the Falcons dribbling, trying to beat the press here. They give it to number 3, their other guard. Number 3 does get fouled off of the trap by, I believe, number 12, Olivia Morales. Yes, you did hear that correctly, Morales. That is Coach Peter Morales' daughter. She is a sophomore and a 2 guard on this team. She has a very prominent role with this Trooper girls.
Yeah, and talking about Coach Morales, he should be joining us in a couple minutes here for a little bit of an interview and a little bit of insight of what went on tonight in the earlier game, as the Falcons missed a shot and Amaya Williams will get the rebound.
Number 10, Amaya Campos here to bring up to the ball, and she does a little bit of a fake to Amaya Williams, passes it to Morales here, who drives and takes it in. She tries to put up a shot, but it is tipped. Amaya Williams gets the rebound, and Amaya Campos with the shot and the floater inside. And PJ, I don't know if you know this, but Amaya Campos does have a really good floater inside, driving the middle of the lane. She had about, I believe, almost 10 points against the Trailblazers with just that little floater there. She does a really good job of attacking the middle as the Falcons break the press and make a layup. Number 32 for the Falcons. Sorry, I couldn't get the number. Is able to make the layup out of the press that is broken from the Falcons.
Yeah, and Maya Campos is kind of the silent point guard, I would say. She's not the leading scorer. She's not the show like Amaya Williams is. She's not the shooter like Duran is. She's kind of just the field general and who you want to have the ball and who you want to lead with the ball.
Yeah, and you make a great point there, PJ. She's not the flashiest player. She's not the player that's going to catch your eye in points. But you watch these games, and when you see Amaya Campos not on the floor, the offense kind of seems a little bit stagnant when she's not out there. But when she is out there, everything seems to flow really well with this Trooper Girl offense. As she gets the ball here, number 10, Amaya Campos. She is looking for number 20, Amaya Williams. It was a little bit of a bad pass there, tip. The Falcons now have the ball. Number 5 brings it up, passes it to number 23. 23 drives, spins, shoots. And she just barely misses as it rolls off the rim there. Amaya Williams with the rebound, passing it to Amaya Campos, who passes it to Morales with the 3. And just a miss. Miracle Anderson gets the pass from number 14, Abigail Ortega. Amaya Campos with the ball. Amaya Campos trying to start this Trooper offense, giving it to Miracle Anderson. And PJ, you were talking about Miracle Anderson down low. You know, she is a very good shot creator as she misses that one in terms of driving there. But, you know, she does a really great job of finding her own shot on this offense, not needing the offense to run around her. She gets the ball and goes.
Yeah, and this team just kind of oils well together. You have Amaya Williams, which is your shooter. You have your supports. You just have everything you want in this team. You have your shooter. You got everything.
And as you're saying now, the shooter checks in for number 54, Miracle Anderson. Duran will come into the game. And maybe she starts letting some threes fly with a 10-point lead here. You never know. I don't think that's Coach Falk's, idea for this game. She wants to control the game. But, players get a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tempted.
Yeah, they definitely do get tempted. Thank you, PJ. And we might just see some threes fly coming up in the second quarter with 15 seconds left in the first. There is a foul call for holding. I do believe it was on number 14 of the Troopers, Abigail Ortega. As Duran gets the steal there from the bad pass, starting the transition, passing it to Williams, who passes it to Ortega. Ortega with the layup, makes it off the backboard, and now the Troopers are up 21-9 with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. The Falcons bring up the ball, passing it across court to number 3. As the buzzer rings, I'm not sure she realized how much time was left on the clock there, PJ. But that is going to end our first quarter, and we are going to take a little bit of a break with you guys. And we're back for the start of the second quarter here. The Eastlake Falcons will bring in the ball. Number 2 for the Falcons to bring it up to the front court. Passes it to number 22. We start with an Eastwood Trooper 21-9 lead. As the Falcons turn over the ball, Asha Williams with the ball passes it to the point guard, number 10, Amaya Campos, who passes it to 12, who passes it to 32, passes it back to 12. Number 10, Amaya Campos back with the ball, and now we're going to see the Trooper offense get set and get going. What are you seeing out of that first quarter, PJ?
Out of that first quarter, Troopers just found a groove and stuck with it as Maya Campos. What a move.
And what did we say earlier? Not the flashiest player, but damn, that was a great move.
That was a flashy move.
You see a little cross between the legs and a go by Amaya Campos, and that is something that we haven't seen early before, but she definitely just took it to the house right there with an easy layup after breaking down her defender.
And Maya Campos isn't just a basketball starter. She's also a starter on the softball team. So definitely two-sport weapon that the Troopers have.
Yeah, and you love to see the two-sport athletes out here. We obviously have more than you would think on other sports. You got guys and girls that play tennis, golf, track, and play other sports like basketball, softball, volleyball, football. Eastwood has a really good group of athletes that really get highlighted in terms of their play, PJ.
Yeah, of course, Eastwood having one of the most top-tier athletic programs, not just here in El Paso, but across the state. A couple years ago, ranked number 8 in athletic programs across the nation for, of course, a state championship win in cross-country, state championship win in girls wrestling, Sweet 16 run in boys basketball. The accolades that year just kind of ran on.
Yeah, and something that really doesn't get highlighted in terms of El Paso teams, but that is a fact that I did not know, PJ. So thank you for bringing that up. This year has been a really great year for the programs here at Eastwood, as Amaya Campos with the 3, and she just misses that shot. Amaya Williams, the rebound, tracks down that ball with good hustle, as number 12, Olivia Morales with the 3. And talk about shooters. The other shooter on this team that doesn't really get a lot of highlight is number 12, Olivia Morales. She can make a lot of threes. She can make a lot of mid-range. She has a really good shot when she's on, and when she's on, she's on.
I just remembered this, and thank you to Eric Bernal for pointing this out. She also does commentate our girls' volleyball games for us.
Oh, that is a good fact to know. See, you have people at Eastwood doing all kinds of different things, all kinds of different opportunities at this school. It's just amazing to see.
Yes, and we're going to take a break here as the Troopers lead the Falcons 26-9.
And we're back out of the timeout here with 6 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Troopers lead 26-9. Falcons have the ball. They bring it into number 2, their point guard. Falcons really need to find something offensively here. They were doing really well in finding things inside the paint, but they just can't seem to get back there, causing turnovers. The Troopers, as Amaya Campos gets back tapped there for the steal. And number 22 for the Falcons looking for a coast-to-coast as she makes the... No, she misses the layup. Just barely missing, rolling off the rim. Amaya Williams with the rebound, dribbling it up in transition here. Number 14, Abigail Ortega calling it for the low post, but going to give it to Olivia Morales for the 3. And she just misses that shot there, wide open. Really, really rare to see a wide open shot just miss like that. Early in the game, players need to find their flow. Up 26, PJ. What do you think the offensive mindset is right now?
It's kind of just, let's pace. Let's not go fast. Let's set up. Let's do what we want to do. Let's maybe work a little things like we've been working in practice. Let's get some live looks at it. Let's just find something that we could work on right now. And you have enough of a lead to kind of mess around for a little.
Yeah, and I mean, when you get your chance, obviously, you want to use your speed in transition like we have seen the Troopers do so well all season. But like you said, you want to, at this point, practice some things that you really don't usually get to see in tight game situations. Because tight game situations, you go to your go-to plays as they give it to number 10, Amaya Campos, to reset the offense here. So maybe we'll see a play that we haven't really seen before, PJ, as they give it to number 24, Asha Williams, as they dish it back down to Amaya Campos and makes a layup. And again, Amaya Campos with an easy bucket.
Yeah, and I like you pointed out that, you usually run through a tough district schedule. And you wonder if we get a little bit of a bigger lead here, if you see the Troopers dig into the bench a little and kind of give their starters a little rest, as Maya Campos is going to steal one and miss the layup.
And you can tell by her reaction that is not something that usually happens for her, as she felt like that should have been an easy layup for herself. But
kind of one of those where the ball just slips out of your hand, and you kind of want that one back.
Yeah, you definitely want that one back. But who knows, after, what we said about her not being so much of the shining star of the Troopers, she's kind of putting on this game for us a different situation, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of Amaya Campos in the next 4 minutes as the Falcons miss the floater there, but they get their own rebound, passing it to number 2, who dishes it back to number 12, who shoots the mid-range but misses. Miracle Anderson on the rebound, number 54. Miracle to start transition, looking for Asha Williams, number 24 on the pass. Asha Williams looking to drive. She drives. She's looking for the dish out back to Olivia Morales, who gets it at the top of the key. Olivia giving it to Amaya Campos, who gets stolen by number 2. Number 2 on the fast break. Nobody with her. And the easy layup. And that's something that the Falcons need, is quick offensive points like that, easy points in transition to get back into this game. But the Troopers can't let that up if they want to get deep into their bench.
Yeah, and the Troopers just can't make mistakes. Right now, you're in the driver's seat. Don't make the little mistakes that let the Falcons claw back.
Yeah, and you can see the shooters right now for the Troopers are comfortable taking shots. As number 23, Gabby Flores with the corner 3. That is a freshman, I do believe, making that shot. And like you said, PJ, they're kind of getting deep into their bench. We saw Gabby Flores in the last game as a kind of defensive player, but now she feels the freedom to take these shots with a 20-point lead.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you get ahead, you could do stuff. You could do what you want to do as a coach. You could do what you want to do as a player. You're just it's kind of a practice for you now.
Yeah, and you don't want to say this in the spirit of competition, but it turns into kind of a scrimmage in a way, because now you can get deep into your bench. Now you can run plays that you're barely learning either, this new week in practice after coming out of break, or stuff that you just haven't really been able to run, as Amaya Campos dishes it out to the corner to Olivia to bring it up to the key. But like you were saying, it's kind of like they can't make mistakes, but even if they do make mistakes, they have so much cushion, they learn from it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, you're getting a good live rep of it. Nothing is better than an in-game situation, defenders in your face, everything's live,
Yeah, everything is for a reason. This is district play. You're playing to win here. You can't take a loss in our district. It's a 9-team district, and you have games like these with every now and then teams where you have these big leads, but it's still competition. You still get everything live. You still get everything in your face. These players, they are, in the spirit of sportsmanship, they keep things under control, but, it's competition. You start to not like the other player. You start to go at it with the other player, and, it can get physical at times, but what the Troopers need to do here is just keep their composure with this big lead and just play their game, get comfortable in things that they're uncomfortable with.
Yeah, and it's just like that. The Troopers don't want to make mistakes like that. As Natalie Tovar, you get subbed in and you get a call for a travel. Just things you don't want to do. You just kind of just want to set up your offense right now, get your points, get out of here.
Yeah, it's little mistakes. And like we were saying in the last game, the little mistakes will kill you. But, having 1, maybe 2 in the whole entire game isn't going to do so much unless it's, at critical moments. As we have number 32, Dudon, to bring up the ball here. She's going to kind of run this offense right now here with Amaya Campos on the bench. Miracle Anderson gets it on the wing, and she drives, passes it to Dudon. Dudon in the corner, she pump fakes, drives, gives it back out to number 30, Natalie Tovar, who gives it to number 22, Ashley Alvarado, who gives it back to Dudon. Trying to set something up here. They're trying to dish and drive. And they give it back to Natalie Tovar here, who gives it back to Ashley. Coach Falk calling for Ashley to set up the offense here as she's going to take the three-point shot. And she nails it. Drains the three-point shot there from Ashley Alvarado, number 23. What a beautiful shot there, PJ.
That was a perfect shot. Just in the basket. And the Troopers extending their lead now.
I think the only thing that would have made it better was a little bit of a 2K green animation if there's anybody out there who plays 2K and knows what I'm talking about. That was just a great shot there by Ashley Alvarado. But again, you have players on this team. You have such a depth on this roster where you can put people in and they're going to score. You have scorers on this team for this Trooper offense. The Falcons will turn over the ball there, going out of bounds. Miracle Anderson to bring in the ball for number 32, Dudon. Dudon to bring it up with a minute and about 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. Passes it to Miracle Anderson. Miracle Anderson to look for Ashley Alvarado here. Ashley passes it to the corner to Gabby Flores. Flores drives. Flores with the layup. No good, but she does get the foul there with a strong take.
Yeah, and that's a good foul right there. You don't want to give the basket too easy, but you get that hand on that. You get the hand on the shooter's hand, and there's just nothing you could do.
Yeah, and I mean, with the deficit they have, obviously you can't have those fouls, but you also don't want to give up an easy layup either. And look, you give the foul, and it turns out you go now with the opportunity to have a 1-for-2 chance instead of just an easy 2-point layup there, PJ. Gabby Flores here to shoot her second free throw, taking a bit of her time. And not able to make the free throw. And see, there's a little bit of the benefit of the foul, but you have to capitalize on the opportunity that you have of her missing those free throws. But instead, Miracle Anderson able to get the offensive rebound and score the layup. And the Troopers are going to get called for a half-court violation there off of the steal. The Falcons, they have to get the rebound there off of those free throws, PJ. Those are the mistakes that you don't want at any point in the game. Number 2 with the ball here for the Falcons. She dribbles. She pulls it back. Number 11 to look for the middle to number 54. They give it back to number 2. Passing it to number 12 for the Falcons. Number 2 trying to set something up for the offense. Number 3 here trying to get a screen. Takes it left. Takes it all the way around and shoots. But she misses off of the backboard. Rolls off the rim. They pass it to number 12 who shoots it off the backboard. But it's just a little bit too strong there. Number 32 Victoria Duran to bring up the ball here. Passing it to number 22, Ashley Alvarado. Passes it to number 30, Natalie Tovar. Passing it back to Alvarado. Passing it back to Duran. Now we swing it full circle. Here's Anderson with the ball. Anderson passing it to Flores. Passing it back to Alvarado. Tovar is open. Tovar shoots the 3. Tovar just off of the rim there. But Miracle Anderson again to get the offensive rebound with a good hustle there. Flores with the step back. Flores trying to put it up before the buzzer. Wasn't sure how much time was left there, PJ, as I couldn't see.
All right, as we tip off the third quarter, we are now joined by head basketball coach, Coach Peter Morales. Coach, give us your thoughts.
Wow, if you look at my forehead, I think I'm still have a little bit of sweat. My blood pressure is finally coming down, but I mean, Eastlake gave us everything they had. We tell our guys, and I'm pretty sure you guys knew this from football, is everybody gives us our best at Eastwood. That's what happened. I felt that we came out flat, and they took advantage of that. They established the momentum at the very beginning, and it took us a while to get back in it. But I was very proud of our kids, the way they fought back. I feel that we have to clean up some significant things that hurt us, that are little things that hurt us in a big way.
Coach, like you said, it did not start off pretty, and you guys spent a lot of time in there at halftime. What was there a game plan change, or what was the kind of change in there?
One of our pregame speeches is we put a keys to victory. And one of the keys to victory that we always put is play our style. Stop playing somebody else's style. And I felt that from the very get-go, I don't know if you noticed, in the very first play of the game, that they stole the ball from us. And that started that momentum for them. That gave them confidence. Halftime, we talked about being us and stop doing what other teams do. So I thought, like I said, we were very proud of our kids, the way they fought back.
And Coach, going back to that first play of the game for you guys offensively, you know, you have your point guard, Devin Ramirez. You know, as a young guy, how did you get to him, to get to his mental side of the game, to get him back into the game there after, you know, those costly turnovers for him?
Yes, that was very unlike Devin. And I don't know if you noticed, towards the second quarter, we took him out. We took him out for a couple of minutes, and I felt that Coach Salaya was sitting right next to him, and we know that Devin's going to come back in a positive way, but I think it was good for him to sit down and just, you know what, reflect and just get that out of his mental aspect and then start coming off strong again.
Yeah, like me and PJ were talking about in the broadcast, is that was very unlike Devin there. He's had a really strong season this year, but besides Devin, it seemed like a lot of your role-playing bench guys were able to step up, like Mark Hernandez, Nate Salcedo, Marcus Bennett, guys like that, you know, who are also young but weren't afraid of the moment. How much are you proud of them? Are you as much as the rest of the guys?
I'm very, very proud of our bench play. I don't know if you noticed that started the third quarter. I kind of wanted to wake up some of our senior guys, and we started Mark Hernandez, we started Marcus Bennett, and we started Nathan Salcedo with that, starting with Andrew and Devin. And I felt that gave us some energy. Mark just gives everything he has. Unfortunately, he fouled out, but I don't mind those foul out plays because it's trying to do everything for the team. Nate Salcedo, if it wasn't for him making those buckets at the very first quarter and second quarter, we would be down by probably 15 points at the halftime. You know what I mean? So he stepped up.
Coach, in our final question, you know, I know you were probably very happy with Diego Carrera tonight, kind of stepping up as your senior leadership and trying to driving the comeback late. And once you guys got the lead, he kind of settled your younger guys down and kind of paced the game for you guys.
Yes, he did. I think Diego sometimes does not know how much ability he has. And if you ask a lot of us, he probably has the most ability. He's long, he's lanky, he could get to the rim. And what we're trying to do as a coaching staff is making sure that he understands that each and every day, that, you know what, you have so much to offer this team. It's just making sure that you do it every day, because everybody's attacking us. We got to attack them.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time. We'll let you watch the rest of your daughter's game tonight, and we'll see you guys next time.
And like always, man, you guys do a tremendous job.
And there we go. Here we are back in the third quarter, as you guys were watching as we were interviewing Coach Morales there. Very proud of his team, and as a fan, we are also very proud of the adversity that they faced early in that game. Towards the end, they were able to push through and get the win. Just like I said earlier in that game, that is championship mentality. Everybody stepped up on that team, and we just had to get some insight from Coach Morales there, right, PJ? the Falcons are able to make a free throw there. Oh, no, sorry, the Troopers. Dude, the Falcons are bringing up the ball here. Sorry, I forgot that we switched sides at the half. Number 22 for the Falcons trying to break down Duran defensively. Number 3 passing it to number 2 there in the corner. Passes it to number 54 at the free throw line. He passes it back to number 22 who drives right and is blocked but fouled by Amaya Williams, who fouled her on the hand there on the shot. Number 22 will be at the line for 2 shots.
And the Troopers just kind of picking up where they left off, offensively kind of pounding it, forcing fouls, and then defensively kind of forcing the Falcons to spread it out. And, if they're going to score, it's either they're going to earn it or they're going to get it at the line.
Yeah, and the Troopers definitely not making it easy. You see, they have to pass the ball 3 or 4 times before they can actually get a look, at least driving inside. And it's really stifling the Falcons' offense here, and it's the reason why the Troopers have such a big lead, because the Falcons will try to force and try to get a pass or try to drive, and they'll either lose the ball, pass the ball out of bounds, or get it stolen by the Troopers, and the Troopers are off to the races on the fast break.
Yeah, and now we might see Coach Falk kind of throw in some different looks now. You're kind of midway through the third, and with a commanding lead, when your opponent doesn't score over 20 and a half, you got to be happy defensively.
Yeah, definitely, especially in this game of basketball. If you can hold a team to under 10 points a quarter, that's a big win, especially when you're scoring 30 points, in a half. You're taking a big leap on terms of both sides of the ball there, as the Falcons are trying to bring it inside here to number 54 as they dish it out to number 2 on the wing, bringing it back to 32, who's fouled inside by number 23, Gabby Flores.
Yeah, and those are the points you can't get mad about. That they had to earn that basket.
Yeah, and it was not an easy shot right there in about mid-paint. But, again, they have to convert on these free throws to get back here in the game, and they do. Right there with the first shot off the bank for number 32.
Yeah.
The Falcons look to go on a little run here with 3 minutes in this third quarter. Try to bring the game back to within 10 points. But they have to stop this Trooper offense. They have to stop the fast break, and they have to stop turning over the ball and making those little mistakes on the offensive side of the ball. Number 14, Ortega to bring up the ball, and then she gives it up to Morales, who gives it to Amaya Williams. Amaya Williams passing it out to number 21. 23, Gabby Flores with the ball. Back to number 14, Abigail Ortega, who takes the 3, and she drains the 3. And again, the Falcons just don't want that. You can't be giving up easy looks at the 3-point line, especially in the corner.
Yeah, that was a great ball movement by their Troopers, just getting Ortega open. Another freshman on this team. This roster is just filled with talent at all the groups, especially under. So this might not even be the pinnacle year for the Troopers. Only 2 seniors on their roster, 3 seniors on their roster. You're going to get these looks for a couple years.
As number 12 checks into the game for the Falcons. But like you're saying, PJ, is this roster is really young, and a lot of their young players are star offensive players who, with a little bit more maturity, obviously, they'll understand offense and they'll understand the game a little bit more, into where they can control the pace and control the defensive side of things and really run away with games. We have a bright future here for the Trooper girls, as you can see here tonight.
Yeah, and this, like we've heavily touched on today, you want to see different looks tonight. You want to see stuff when you have a commanding lead. And this might be the game where you see a lot more freshmen and sophomores and, your juniors, your field generals. You just want to see them get out there, get some reps in, get the live feeling. You can't get any better reps than a live in-game experience.
Yeah, and we're talking about young teams here, and as I'm looking at the roster, the Falcons have a really young team as well. They just don't seem to be as put together as these Trooper girls are. These Trooper girls, they are young, but they don't show it in their play.
Yeah, and that's a credit to the coaching. Coaching culture are probably the 2 biggest things to build off of here with Coach Falk in the 3 years plus she's been here.
Yeah, she's done a really great job, obviously developing these young kids. And you can see even from the freshmen are coming in from our feeder pattern schools, and you can tell, obviously players make big growth year to year, but such a substantial growth isn't really usual. as number 21, Alexis Corona, hits another three-pointer from the corner. And what is that, 3 or 4 already corner threes that are just easy for the Troopers?
Yeah, the Troopers are just moving the ball, forcing the Falcons to focus on the paint, and then they swing it out to a shooter, and that's perfect.
Yeah, and they hardly have to necessarily get into the paint. On a couple of those threes, they just pass it around the perimeter as number 2 from the Falcons hits the three. And maybe you need to start going to her more on the perimeter on a drive and dish for the Falcons there.
Yeah, the Falcons kind of just trying to find a rhythm. You know, I attested Coach Lopez's quote one time, the best way to eat an elephant is one big bite at a time. So that's what they got to do right now. You know, they get that rebound right here. Let's get a fast break. Let's just find momentum, find something to work off of.
And there you go. You have a missed layup on one side, and you come down the floor in transition and draw a foul. Now you capitalize on these free throws, and you just get a little bit at a time. You know, it's a big lead, but you keep chunking away, like you just said there from the quote by Coach Lopez, which I don't think I've ever heard that one before, but that definitely sounds like a Coach Lopez quote, PJ.
And with 98.9 left in the third, the Troopers 45 and the Falcons 23. As they missed the first free throw, once again, we do not have any rosters for Eastlake. The rosters were provided. Have 4 number 2s and 5 number 3s, so trying to do our best down here.
Number 22 goes 0 for 2 from the line for the Falcons, and again, not being able to capitalize at the free throw line is going to kill you. We were able to see it in the boys' game where the Troopers were able to stay in the game at the free throw line and defensively. Here, they're just not able to do it for the Falcons, and the Eastwood girls, they don't need to get to the line because they're scoring at will, realistically, PJ.
Yeah, and they're moving the ball perfectly right now. I don't know if you saw that, but it went outside, inside, back inside on the drive.
Yeah, and that's a calling the choo-choo train. She's coming down the lane, and you're either gonna make the layup or you're gonna draw a foul. And they drew the foul there, and she just made the first shot. Number 14, Abigail Ortega. Number 23 for the Falcons to check in for number 32. And Abigail Ortega to go 1 for 2 as number 22 gets the rebound for the Falcons, passes it to number 2 to get the little transition break here, giving it back to number 22 as she looks to start up the offense, giving it to number 12, back to number 2. And again, another turnover for the Falcons. That one I want to blame a little bit on spacing, as you had 3 girls in one corner, PJ. That's not something you want from an offense.
Yeah, and it's not what you want to do. You're down big. You got to just find something. Find your rhythm, find your momentum, build. And right there, you get a fast break, and she's going to drive and get fouled.
And you just need to capitalize on those fast break opportunities, You get the steal. It's a little bit of a switch of momentum, but the Falcons just, again, not able to capitalize on these switches in momentum there. .22 here at the line, shooting for 2. This is her first shot at the line.
And some finals from around the city. Tornillo beats Alpine 91-43. Burgess in overtime will defeat Canetillo 46-45. And I believe those are the only games we have scores for right now. Of course, if we get a little bit more, we'll share them over here.
Yeah, and if I want to go back to that, you said Tornillo scored 91 points in their game tonight?
Tornillo did score 91 tonight. Their leading scorer had 33.
Wow, that is definitely a high-scoring game in terms of a blowout there. But, you also mentioned the Canetillo score, which we hosted a couple weeks back, and they gave Eastwood a little bit of issues, non-district early game. That was a really good game to watch, and Canetillo can definitely make a run there in 5A if they can bounce back from this loss.
Yeah, and that definitely just shows how deep 5A might be this year with Burgess, Canetillo. Hank sometimes gets in the mix. You'll have Chapin in the mix. Of course, no KJ Lewis this year, but definitely a team that can rattle the cage.
Yeah, but, Chapin, they seem just to be reloading. They have another guy, and I think his name's Bryson Goldsmith. He is just not necessarily KJ Lewis, but man, that guy can play, and he's definitely going to put some points on there for that Chapin team.
So after 3, the Troopers lead 46-23. We'll be right back from Eastwood High School.
And we're back here to start the fourth quarter. Troopers lead 46, Falcons 23. Falcons with the ball. Number 2 to bring it up, the point guard for the Falcons. Number 22 gets the ball, drives, and dishes back out to 22. Dishes it to 12. 12 with the step back, pulling it back out, dishing to number 2. And I'd like to see 23 to kind of get out of the way there. She's kind of seeming to get in the way of the drive and now the pass. Kind of not knowing where to go there.
Just looking a little lost in that offense, and just like that, it causes turnovers.
Yeah.
And everyone's not on the same page and not all communicating. It just causes havoc.
Yeah, and especially when you can get an offense going, people are trying to do things that they normally don't do when everything's going right. The Troopers here, though, have not experienced that at all tonight. They seem to be getting everything going when they have the chance, and even when they miss shots, it's like they get the offensive rebound and they're going back up.
Yeah, we talked about how this team kind of starts hot, stays hot, and kind of just builds off their own momentum, and we've really seen it tonight. They've had their little hiccups. They've made those little tiny mistakes that can affect you, but just kind of stayed on top as Gabby Flores is gonna make that shot,
and she gets the student section a little bit hyped there, as you can see Manny Baeza flexing in the crowd. But that is a tough layup by Gabby Flores, and again, just when they get their opportunities, they're making it. They're staying hot, and they're keeping their foot on the gas right here.
Yeah, Manny Baeza, not just a star basketball player, also our spirit director for the class of 23 here.
Yeah, kind of missing him for the basketball games. Glad to see him out there here tonight. Gabby Flores to miss the N1 opportunity, but number 44, Sienna Hernandez, to put the rebound back up. And like again, I guess I said, they get their offensive rebound. The Falcons haven't done a good job of boxing out and getting defensive rebounds for their team.
Yeah, in a little bit of a test to the height, there's a little tiny height difference between the Troopers and the Falcons, and a little bit of effort. The Troopers are just hustling for these rebounds, and the Falcons, you kind of miss a shot and kind of shrugging it off,
Yeah, exactly, PJ. And, height does play a big key into terms of the rebound game. But, you have to have people down low that are willing to box out, willing to fight down low to get rebounds. And if you can do that, you can really avoid the height deficit that you have here. The Falcons just don't have that right now.
Yeah, and just the Troopers now just kind of on cruise control, trying to get to the end as they lead 50-23 with 6 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah, and you can see some of these perimeter defenders are getting really risky with these steals as number 2 takes a 3, and she drains another one. She's 2 for 2 on the night. And like I said earlier, PJ, they should have been going to her on those 3-point shots the whole night. Maybe they would be closer in this game, because she's 2 for 2 right now, and she's had the hot hand whenever she shoots.
Yeah, and I love what Coach Falk just said to her team. She said, don't get off the gas pedal, kind of saying, we're up, we know that, but let's not get sloppy, let's not give them anything,
Yeah, and it's a testament to what Eastwood wants to do. It's not necessarily that they want to embarrass their team. They just want their team to play at their best all the time throughout the entire game. And that's Coach Falk expects that excellence from her girls.
Yeah, and it's not one of those you want to embarrass the other team. It's just you want to stay consistent, You want to do what you could do. You want to play a full game. You want to see everything.
Yeah, as Natalie Tovar there with the foul on number 54 of the Falcons. I do believe they called it on the floor there, so we'll have a bring-in by number 2 of the Falcons. She passes it to number 12 of the Falcons, who misses the mid-range jump shot, but it's put back up by number 32, who misses again. Gabby Flores with the rebound. Gabby Flores looking to bring it out, passes it to number 21, Corona, who passes it to Alvarado. Alvarado now in the front court with the ball. She gives it back to Corona. Corona looking to the corner to Tovar. Tovar takes a shot, and she airballs a shot, but again, such a big lead. It's okay. You can take those shots. You have that cushion. Get your confidence down, and we'll definitely see her hit some of those like she did earlier. Number 32 down low in the post with the drop step. She does miss the shot though, as she got a little bit of a double team from Natalie Tovar, but she does get fouled, and now she has an opportunity to make 2 free throws.
And what you just want for the Troopers down here, down in this last run, you just want them to set up the offense, run some plays, get your points. Establish your offense. Let's work. Let's get those reps in. Let's get these points.
Yeah, exactly, PJ. And as a fast break opportunist, as their offense really depends on their fast break opportunities, in games like these, you get to run those offenses in those half court sets that you never really see. As number 23, Gabby Flores, to bring up the ball here for the Troopers with 4 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. The Troopers hold a lead of 52-27. Alvarado passes it to Corona. Corona passes it to number 44. Number 23, Gabby Flores, has the ball, passes it back to Alvarado, who passes it to number 30. Number 30 gets it back on the dish and drive. Number 2 with a rebound off of the miss. Number 2 passing it to number 11. Number 11 on a cross-court pass to number 3, who loses the ball there, but is able to retain possession. She's looking for the drive to the right, but she gets fouled on the blocking foul by number 23, Gabby Flores there. Wasn't sure, couldn't really see the number on that foul. The Falcons now enter bonus as the Troopers have 18 fouls and will have the opportunity to make 1 free throw here. Number 30, Natalie Tovar with a rebound there. Number 23 passing it to number 21, Alexis Corona. Corona passes it to Alvarado. Alvarado down low with the pump fake, looks for the free throw. She misses. The layup. PJ giving me a look, catching my mistake there. Alvarado here on defense on number 2. Number 2 passing it to number 11 for the Falcons, who passes it down low to 54. 54 here with number 3. Number 3 dribbling, turning, looking for the pass, ends up fumbling the ball there. Number 2 picks up the ball. 2 looking to drive, 2 driving, 2 gives it to 3. 3 with a shot for the 3, and she drains the 3, PJ.
And that was just a perfect shot there.
We talk about the Troopers being able to work a little bit more on their offense here this game. Well, me and PJ have a little bit of a hard time running these play-by-plays, so this gives us an opportunity to give a little play-by-play more in-depth for you guys instead of just the color commentating. Number 2 with the ball, passing it to number 3, giving it. No, she takes it in with a nice little crossover move there, but she's blocked by Gabby Flores, number 23. 23 on the fast break. It's a 2-on-1 situation, but she is stripped of the ball by number 2, and it will go out of bounds, Trooper ball. Number 12 and number 23 to check into the game for number 3 and number 54. Number 21, Alexis Corona with the ball, passes it to number 44, Sienna Hernandez. Hernandez misses the shot there. Number 32 with the rebound, gives it to number 2. Number 2 for the Falcons, just looking to start something here offensively again. Number 11 passing it to number 23, who's in the post, who gets double teamed by number 22, Ashley Alvarado with the strip there.
And the Troopers regain possession on the jump ball. With 2:23 left, the Troopers lead the Falcons 52-30. as we wind down our sixer tonight. Of course, 6 total games played tonight. Starting at 4:30, we had our JVs in here. And then we had our boys varsity game you just saw. And then, of course, the girls finishing out the night.
And it's kind of been busy all over the campus here. You know, we had our soccer tournament tonight down at the football field. We've been having these games. EHS Swimming is doing their invitational in Lubbock right now. You know, I believe wrestling is out of town, but
Wrestling
I'm not sure.
is out of town in Houston at the Sci-Fair Invitational. So,
Yeah, and you know, we got a couple of great wrestlers here at Eastwood. You know, you got Trevor Moreno, and he just came off of a state championship, and he's looking to repeat. And so good luck to him out there in Houston. But the campus has just been super busy. All athletics have been super busy these past couple days, and it's just great to see for the Trooper programs.
and definitely some exciting things going on right now in Trooper Athletics. Of course, even facility-wise, next month we're proud to announce a new softball field will be unveiled. Of course, our softball team hasn't had a home really since 2020, and that year, and now their stadium is almost complete. If you drive down McRae past Scottsdale Elementary, you could see kind of the foundation being laid, and it's almost ready, just in time for softball season. I believe 9 days left, or 8 days now.
That's great news. You know, the softball team finally gets a little bit more of a home field advantage playing at Scottsdale. And growing up, that softball field was always a staple of Scottsdale, as I myself used to go to Scottsdale. Glad to see it's being put back there at Scottsdale after they finished remodeling and finished rebuilding the new school there. We have a couple other Scottsdale graduates. Number 30, Natalie Tovar went there. Number 22, Ashley Alvarado also went there. Number 24, Asha Williams. Number 20, her sister, Amaya Williams. A lot of Scottsdale alumni coming into the Eastwood program.
And as we roll into the final minute of tonight's game, we'd just like to thank everyone for joining us for these 2 contests tonight. Of course, the Troopers boys coming out with the win earlier today, and if the score stands, the girls will close out the night in the whole sweep.
Nice to see a little varsity sweep. I'm not sure about our underclassmen scores, but a varsity sweep is always good to see here at home.
And don't forget to join us on Tuesday. We'll have another Sixer versus Pebble Hills, and the girls' contest will kind of be a really big game to see who's kind of going to lock up the 2 seed, with Franklin kind of running things over there on the girls' side. And the boys' side, the boys all kind of just crumbled up, and then you have Franklin at the top. But as we hit all zeros, the final score tonight, the Troopers 57 and the Falcons 33. Jacob, any final thoughts?
Nothing, just great games from both teams here at Eastwood at home, and we'll see what they can do Tuesday night. Thank you all for joining us, and giving it back to you, PJ.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone that helps make these things possible. For our producer, Eric Bernal, and our athletic director, Julio Lopez, our principal, Marina Torres. Thank you, and have a good night.